Hey everybody, I am Sarah. Welcome back to Overkill Reviews. This is Banger's weekly heavy metal review show, pandemic style, as you know. First, remind you to subscribe and to sign up on Patreon to throw some money our way, if you can afford it, of course. Also, more importantly, we do have an update from some of our band friends in the Hamilton-based sludgy metal band Shallow, North Dakota. Sadly, their drummer, Tony Jacome, has been diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and Tony and his wife Cheryl and their 4 kids are obviously struggling. A GoFundMe page has been set up to help his family with expenses. Not only that, but all proceeds from Bandcamp sales of Shallow, North Dakota's discography are being directed towards Tony to help out. So I have included a link in the video description as well as a link to the Bandcamp. If you're able, throw some money their way. Lots of people struggling right now, including Tony and his family. Now, with the sad news out of the way, we have a review. So this week, I am reviewing the 6th studio album by a one-man extreme metal project that has evolved from their black metal roots to a much more esoteric, experimental, blackened doom avant-garde project. That's right, it's the 6th studio album by the Ruins of Beverast. The album is called the Thule Grimoires, and it's out Friday, February 5th via Van Records. Now for a bio. The Ruins of Beverast was formed in 2003 by German multi-instrumentalist and vocalist Alexander von Mellenwald, who writes, plays, and performs every instrument on every album. What marks his music is a disregard for genre constraints. He actually called them painfully irrelevant in an interview from 2013 with Decibel magazine, but he touches on black metal, doom metal, funeral doom, experimental, avant-garde, and death metal genres. But every single album is drenched in a thick reverb and echo that makes it very dense and dark and great. He evidently writes lyrics before composing music, so he writes the lyrics and then composes music around it, which obviously shows that lyrics are very important. And in this project in particular, he focuses on anti-Christianity, esoteric lyrics that are exploring like psychosis, sexuality, and suffering. And he released his very black metal-oriented debut, Unlock the Shrines, in 2004. This album's so good. And then he followed it up with 2006's dense and textured Rain Upon the Impure. And then finally came out with 2009's Foulest Semen of a Sheltered Elite, which is a fucking awesome title, by the way. This one was the most doom-oriented thus far, like the most experimental and doom-oriented thus far. And then things started really going off with his 2013 album, which is called Blood Vaults, The Blazing Gospel of Heinrich Kramer. His experimentalism started really reaching beyond metal into more avant-garde realms, and he finally selected live musicians to play with, because up until that point it was just him. I was lucky enough to see his first ever live performance at the 2013 rendition of Roadburn, and it was fantastic. After that, he started integrating more avant-garde music, as I said, and that really reared its head on Exuvia, which was from 2017, and one of my top albums of the year.
My favorite albums of 2017. Exuvia, the 4th studio album by Ruins of Beverast. This is amazing black metal. Do not miss this record.
So Exuvia, what does Exuvia mean? It means sloughing off the natural animal coverings, such as the skin of snakes. So you can imagine where he's kind of going with this. So what should we expect of the Thule Grimoires? Are we expecting further experimentation, the full-on casting off of the animal covering of black metal, a lyrical exploration that is a textbook of magic relating to the furthermost northern locations mentioned in Greek and Roman literature and cartography, which is the direct literal translation of Thule Grimoires? Let's find out. All right, best things. I'm gonna put on my glasses. Okay, so best things. To kick things off, this album is 1 hour and 9 minutes long. And personally, I don't think a moment is wasted. If you have patience to enjoy something that is big, hypnotic, dark, and ugly, then Ruins of Beverast is gonna be very rewarding for you. The music is really carefully composed. It sounds huge, and their albums require an engaged listen to truly absorb how diverse the music is. It's like, for a bunch of obscure band references that some of you can complain about in the comments, it's like Aerofaust meets Dead Can Dance meets Midnight Odyssey. The shortest track on this album is 6 minutes, and that should give you some indication as to how Meinwald constructs the song. This is a band that takes a long time to get to the point, creating these like really hypnotic and repetitive dirges that build up and up and up and up while shifting ever so slightly into new territory. It's like, take the second track, the song is called The Tundra Shrines. You've got this like incessantly repetitive atmosphere building, not unlike what you would hear on Neurosis Through Silver and Blood, but it's in a black metal guise. So you have tremolo picking that suddenly shifts into like calmer, quiet territory. You have a lot of things going on, and then it's like all of a sudden it's different. And then like you have other songs like Anchoress and Furs, and that track begins with like this woman singing in this very tribal, like ritualistic throat singing operatic style over top of pulsating riffs. She's kind of thing. It then integrates Meinwald's heavily affected delayed black metal growl, and then it transforms into his clean chant-like mournful crowning while the dirge shifts subtly. And it's, you know, like all of this is the kind of music that you can like turn off the lights and just listen, because there's so much going on that it's actually hard to absorb it. Like, you'll need a lot of listens. The creepy bell samples at the end of Polar Hiss Hysteria, those melt seamlessly into the album closer, Deserts to Bind and Defeat. And I really like this. Like, the songs all kind of seamlessly merge, integrate into each other, which is why it's difficult to talk about highlights or song segments, because this is like a whole on, it's a larger work. It's like you wouldn't usually break up a movie into chapters, and this kind of feels more like that. The albums age well, and every time you listen to them, it's something new. So this is no different. Now for the worst parts. If you thought that Meinwald was going off in too many directions or was unfocused with Exuvia, you're gonna hate this album, because he's going even further off the deep end on this record, which is great for me. I love the deep end, especially when it has this much synth and different vocal approaches and weird instrumentation buried underneath the depths. I've heard amazing black metal from this musician. I don't need 6 albums of the same thing from this guy. And I like that he's going off and exploring other tangents with Ruins of Beverast. He's a fascinating artist, and I want to hear every part of his like exploration, and I'm glad that he is doing that. This is a project that is just like changing, shape-shifting. Love it. Sorry. So what does that mean for a rating? For making uncompromising and characteristically challenging album that demands your energy and focus in a time when those things are in short supply, I'm giving the Thule Grimoires 4.5 skulls out of 5 here on Overkill Reviews. First up, I highly recommend the new album by one-woman black metal outfit HULDER. The album is called God Slaughtering, Hymns of a Forlorn Peasantry, and it was released on January 22nd via Iron Boathead, and that shit is sold out everywhere, so if you get a copy, sell it to me. Next up, Finnish speed metal Denzian's Ranger are finally back with a new EP after years of silence. Their last album was 2016's Speed and Violence, and their new EP is called Insurgency, self-released on January 14th, 2021. Cassette edition sold out in about 5 minutes. You can buy that one digitally on Bandcamp. Oh yeah, listen to Dead Can Dance, listen to Midnight Odyssey, and listen to Faust. Listen to Faust. They're awesome. Listen to heavy metal. Send money to Shallow, North Dakota. All right, that's all. That's it. Bye.